Review the Monkees album Instant Replay. It was released in 1969. I'm not going to bother listing off all the producers. This is, I think, like the nicest copy I have on vinyl of one of their older albums. I found this at the record store a couple years ago. So yeah, this album, by this point things weren't going that great for them. They were down to 3 Monkees. Peter had left. The show was over. I'm pretty sure Head had flopped by this point. So I think the guy who decided what to put on their albums thought, well, their early stuff was successful, so maybe if we put out some of these earlier songs that they haven't released yet, we could have a hit with those. So this album has some songs on it that were recorded 2 years earlier. So it's kind of a weird mix of songs on here, but I've always thought it is an album that works really well as an album. It's kind of a weird album for me because I don't think that the highs on this album don't match the highs on some of their earlier albums to me. But at the same time, this is kind of one of my favorite albums of theirs. I listen to it a lot because I just think it's a really consistent album all the way through. I used to think that the first half of this album was a lot better than the second half, but in my opinion on that's kind of changing a little bit, and I'll explain that a little bit more as I go into the songs. So the album opens with Through the Looking Glass. It's a voice and heart song written with Red Baldwin. It's sung by Mickey. I've always thought it was a great opener. It's got cool piano. I like Mickey's vocal a lot. Just a really catchy song. The second track, Don't Listen to Linda, another voice and heart song. This one's sung by Davey. It's kind of a sappy ballad. I've always liked it a lot, though. I like the orchestration. I think Davey gives a good vocal, so it's another one that I like. The third track, I Won't Be the Same Without Her, Goffin and King song sung by Mike. Really catchy. I like Mike's vocal a lot. Just one that I've always liked a lot. I don't have a lot to say about a lot of these songs, I don't feel like, but I don't know. I've just always, this whole first half of the album I've always really enjoyed. The fourth track, Just a Game, song by Mickey. It's sung by Mickey. This is kind of the song on the first side that I would say is my least favorite, just because it's really short and it's just kind of like Mickey's vocal over some orchestration. I mean, it's cool, but it's just there and gone. You almost don't notice it. It's so short. The fifth track, Me Without You, another voice and heart song sung by Davey. This is probably my favorite song on the album if I had to pick one. I really like the intro. I don't know if that's a piano or whatever makes that weird intro. It's really cool. I like the guitar solo in it. I think Davey has a really good vocal. Just a really catchy song. The sixth track, Don't Wait For Me, is by Mike, sung by Mike. One of his country-ish songs. I think it's really catchy. Mike's vocal's good. The pedal steel's pretty cool. So this one's always been a highlight for me. Seventh track, You and I, is by Bill Chadwick and Davey. It's sung by Davey. And this one I like a lot. It kind of rocks more than what you expect from a Davey song usually. It's got a cool bass in it. I like the drums a lot. Catchy song. Davey gives a really good vocal. So that one's another highlight for me. The eighth track, While I Cry, another Mike song sung by Mike. Slow song. This one took a long time. Not really a long time, but it took a while to for me to get as far as the Mike songs they're usually my favorites. And I usually kind of get them faster, but this was one of the ones that, just because it was kind of slower, it took a little longer for me to get into. But it is a really cool song. They did it when I saw them live, and it was a really good version of it. And he kind of gave this talk before it that was kind of really cool. So that one's a highlight now, but it was one that it took me a little while to get into. The ninth track, Teardrop City, another voice and heart song, sung by Mickey, and I actually think this was one of the singles off this album. And this one I really didn't like for a long time. It kind of, now I do, but for me for a long time this was where the album kind of started to dive a little bit. I'd listen to the first half of the album and I'd be like, oh, this is a great album, this might be my favorite, and then it would get to this point and I'd be like, nah. But this song has grown on me a lot. I don't love the backing vocals that keep saying Teardrop City. I think that's the thing that annoys me the most about the song. But I do think the main vocal part's catchy. I think Mickey gives a good performance. The instrumental stuff's good. So I do like the song now. Still not crazy about those backing vocals. The 10th track, The Girl I Left Behind Me, is by Carol Bayer Sager. I think I can't read my own handwriting. And Neil Sedaka. This is sung by Davey. Another kind of sappy ballad, but this was one that's grown on me, and I think it's catchy. It's got some cool guitar. I think Davey's vocal's good. And it's followed by Man Without a Dream, which is another Gotham King song sung by Davey. And it's another slower song. And this is, I think, where my main problem with this album kind of is. I don't think they should have put these two songs together. I think that, and like, I'm not really sure where I would have moved them to, but like, I think having these two songs together, since they're both kind of slower Davey sung songs, kind of makes the album drag at this point. So like, I think I would have tried to spread these two songs out a little bit more, because like when you take them on their own, they're good, but when they go together, just getting two slower songs together like that kind of kills the flow of the album a little bit. But yeah, it's got some catchy parts. I like the drums. I think Davey gives a good performance, but I just don't think they should have put it after the song before it. And then the 12th and final track, Shorty Blackwell, sung by Mickey. It's a weird song, or a really weird song. I like it a lot. I think it's a highlight. Really cool way to close the album. Mickey's vocal is really good. I think his sister Coco is singing with him on this, which is cool. Yeah, it's a really weird song, but really cool. So yeah, Instant Replay, kind of a weird album for me. It's one of my most listened to Monkees albums. I would really say it's probably one of my favorites in some ways. But at the same time, like, none of the songs on here would make a top 10 if I was doing like my top 10 Monkees songs. I don't think any of them on here would make that. Some of them would probably make top 15 maybe. I think Me Without You might. But it's weird because it's like it's not that I don't like anything on here. I like all these songs. They're just none of them reach as high as some of the other songs. But I think it's a really consistent album. I think that the main problem with it is it just has like some flow issue with those two songs at the end in the second half. But other than that, really solid album. I don't know if I would start here. With them, I think it's more of a subtle album that kind of takes a while to grow on you than an album that like you're gonna fall in love with immediately. But I definitely recommend this one. I think it's a very good album.